Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies, and what are we drinking, Scott?
Dancing Goat Distillery Limousin, I think that's how it's pronounced, Rye.
I'm going to go with Stretch Limousine.
Let's test it.
Test it! 1980s car phone cell style.
Limousine style.
Boom, we're in. So, did you research it? Did you even pull up how to properly say it?
I was going to, and I didn't.
You didn't. That's fine. Well, because we don't research stuff.
We
love the label. Feels like leather.
We've had something that was aged in Limousine oak. It's a French oak before.
Right.
And I want to say it was cocktail mate, and it was something we did with her, and she was telling us the correct pronunciation. I want to say it was Limousin or something along those lines.
I don't even remember.
I probably shouldn't even try it.
Yeah, I think you're right in.
It's French. We're probably way off.
For the dummies.
It was just Limousine.
Do we ever ask
I think it's
permission?
Limousin.
Limousin?
Let's do a Scotch God shout out real quick.
Love it. Do it.
Richie Z.
Yes.
We just posted a re-review on the Yamazaki 18 year.
Right.
Very good.
Re-review.
Richie Z sends in a comment. He says, great revisit with a great Japanese whiskey. The last time I had this was in 2014, finishing up my bottle at the time, and I thankfully still have an unopened bottle, which I'll probably save for a special occasion.
Good call.
The sherry casks give it the dark fruits, and the Mizunara wood casks give it that sandalwood and some of the floral notes you're getting. Phenomenal stuff. I'm tempted to just open mine now. LOL. Cheers, gentlemen. So everybody comment, should Richie Z open it now or save it for a special occasion?
Special occasion.
I say open it. What if you die tomorrow?
Then your kids get a special occasion. It's a good point. But if that was the case, you just open everything and do bloop, 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 bloop. Who knows what tomorrow has?
So Dancing Goat Distillery in Wisconsin. Scott, I was doing a live stream last night. I commented about this. Scott, my bourbon journey, said that's in his backyard.
Really?
Now, this bottle was sent to us. Travis, I want to say it's Haas or Hass, Hasse, the distiller, maybe owner/distiller.
Limousin Rye.
Limousin.
Okay.
Reached out just on Instagram and said, hey, I want to send you guys a bottle of our stuff.
It's at least 3 years old, so this is another one from a distiller that has been sent to us.
I said, sure, send it. We'll take a look at it and give you a review. He said, I don't even want you to review it. I'm just sending it to you to show you what we're doing up there.
And we said, we spite you, sir. We spite you and review it anyway. Because we're like that.
Newer distillery, and Travis has gone live. He's on Instagram. He's put out some little short videos from his office in the new distillery area, and he comes out into it's like picture new style glass architecture with old wood influences. So he comes out on the landing from his office overlooking the bar area of the distillery.
At his office.
Yeah.
We need to work there.
I know. Yeah, it's very nice.
I haven't even seen the picture.
Looks like a great place to visit, for sure.
I haven't even seen the picture, and I want to work there. Nothing in our offices resembles that grandeur.
No. So, and anyway, Nate, if you remember Whiskey with a View on Instagram, he was up there at the distillery, and he did a video and Travis was walking him through. They've got the casks lined up, and I need a little bit better definition of how it's done. But it's a mechanical structure that holds several casks across the bottom. They're tied in to the casks above them, tied into like 4 layers of casks, and they're all aging, but they drain and it's like a Solera system. So they can drain 3/4 of it, refill it with new make, and then they're always adding that. There's always some of the original spirit in there.
So 2 things there. First of all, you sound very professional when you're explaining the Solera system. Second of all, I knew exactly what you meant. That's impressive.
I hope. I was
1 year ago, I'm like, Solera? What's that, like a hog's head special? What is that? I wouldn't have even known. I knew it. I still don't quite understand this mechanical system, but I know exactly what a Solera
Right.
system is. We've come a long way, brother.
Now this is just this is finished in the Limousin or Limousin
Right.
oak
It's
cask.
a rare wood from France. It's the world's rarest oak from the Limousin. I'm going to use your phrase. I want to say Limousin forest in France. I'm sure it's not Limousin, but it sure looks like it.
Yeah. Now,
This is a heavy coin.
we were packaging up our coins from the pre-order of Cask
Oh,
One.
wow.
Yeah.
That's different.
I opened this when we were packaging up the coins from the first pre-order. New bottle opened up. This Limousin finish is adding something.
Right.
When I first had it, I was like, "Oh, I really didn't care for it."
Oh,
A week or two later, when I go back to it, completely different. And maybe it was just my palate that day, but I was like, "Wow, there is a lot going on."
first of all, the
with this.
nose capture here is important because after I took this off, it was a lot fainter and I couldn't get it. That first burst when I pulled this off, though, that's what I'm saying. The capture of the coin or the whiskey hat helped really capture that nose because it's a different kind of nose.
It is, and it's a different whiskey. And I think when I first had it, I wasn't expecting what it's bringing, and it was a little different. I really am digging it though now. But the nose is this. It's got to be that Limousin oak. It's more like a wine finish almost.
Yeah, it's like a wine with oak.
It's like a wine with a heavy whiskey influence, almost like a white grape type. No, I just got the rye.
Yeah, I get the rye throughout, but the wood is definitely a little different, almost like a driftwood.
Rye spice, not necessarily not dill. Rye bread rising, cooking, baking.
Sound like a movie there for rye bread raising. Wow.
Now what is our ABV on this? 47%.
Right. I had a slight metallic.
I will
flavor.
point out
I don't know if it had to do with
the bottle real quick is unlike any other. I mean, I think it's a custom made bottle. Well, it is because it's got dancing goat is in the side of the bottle. It's got a real heavy base. It's a real heavy glass feel. Nice bottle.
It's got a dancing goat on it. You skipped that part. There's an actual dancing goat. It's
different.
It is. It's not a standard rye.
That's what I was going to say. Then it's different than any other rye I've had. I believe. I don't think I've had anything. It's got to be the Limousin oak.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got all these. It's got like
It's
got rye hints throughout.
Mhm.
I get a little bit of a pepper, and then it's kind of whoop, and it disappears. Then I get a little bit of. It's like the caramel sweetness. But yeah, then tucked in there is a wood flavor that I'm going to tell you. I agree. It's like a wood flavor I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, exactly. Light rise, light sweetness. I was going to say powdered sugar sweetness. Slight orange cream popsicle.
Yeah, I get an orange zestiness.
Mm-hmm. The oak influence is wonderful. I mean, it's different.
Well, it's taken the edge off the rye. I mean, I like an edgy rye, but it's rounded the corners a little bit. Yeah, and 47% ABV. But it's just finished in Limousin or Limousin oak. Barrel aged with French oak staves. So they've thrown staves, French oak staves in there as well.
Adds extra surface area, pick up more wood influence. Minimum of 3 years old. vintage American oak barrels and finished in the world's rarest oak from the Limousin forest in France. Like I say, at first, this was so different to me, I really didn't care for it. When I went back to it, and even tonight, I'm really enjoying it. But don't expect your average normal rye.
Right. Don't expect a rye. I would say it's very different. Nothing that I don't care for it.
Mm.
I'm just searching for notes that I could even properly describe it, because the finish, this sounds stupid. It's the second time it's come to me. I used to know a guy that would whittle. So he would take out little like chunks of wood and he would whittle little things like little Indian figures and stuff. This when I lived in the mountains up in Evergreen. And the kind of whittled wood, that makes sense, is kind of the flavor I get here, like a raw wood, like the raw wood that's in there. But that was a smell. This is a taste.
I don't get the normal. A lot of times with ryes, you'll get some normal bourbon notes.
You get some of the
caramel. I just got green apple. No, maybe a light caramel. There's not necessarily the rich caramel, the cinnamon,
not the rich
vanilla oak from a bourbon.
And it's not a normal rye.
I know.
It's not.
I like it. I'm really digging it. I just don't know how to explain for somebody that hasn't tried it. How do you explain it for them to?
Well, whittled wood is
what for them to expect.
Well, the wood is more forward, but it's not like a heavily oaked because this is a different kind of wood. Go in the three parts. What's the open? What's the finish you're getting right now?
Slight rye, powdered sugar, green apple.
Okay. Now take a sip and just the first thing that comes to mind. First thing.
I got rye.
Okay. Now mid palate.
White grapes, almost like
okay. And you've just described it. Rye right on the open. White grapes, something a little bit confusing. And then you said powdered sugar.
Green apples.
Green apples and something else.
With caramel.
Okay. I think that's a great description.
Carameled green apple.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
I add in whittled wood at the end with a definite rye open. There's no getting around the rye open, but it's a burst. It's like, and then it moves on you. It moves real quick. And you're right. The middle's probably the perplexing part. Yeah, total rye open. There's the secondary shift. It's like a little two-step. I don't know if I could call it. I think you did a good job calling white grapes. I can see that. And then I move into like pine, which is odd. I know it's oak. But it reminds me this guy was whittling pine. And it was kind of a wet pine.
Okay, I'll go with your pine.
And that's where that kicks in.
Yeah.
But it's different. You're right. It's very different. The ABV is very nice, but it almost seems subtler than that. It feels like it should be a 43 to me.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's that high.
And I like them in at the 46, but it feels like a 43 to me. And it's got a nice, let me describe mouth coating. It's not quite velvety, but it's thicker. I wouldn't even say viscous yet, but it's got a little bit of like a wrap to it, a little bit of a coating. And didn't you say a little bit of like orange rind at some point? Did you say that?
Very light orange cream popsicle.
Because that kind of pops in the middle as well. But I haven't gotten it every time. Maybe even at the finish now. Dry rind. So, if you want a very different rye experience, this is not your average rye. There's nothing about this that's average at all. You want something a little unique and different? Dare I say Bardish? You're going to want to try this. I don't know where they got Dancing Goat from, but it sounds different. Also, what is DGFQ on the front? Did you see that?
Whiskey distilled from a rye mash, DGFQ, barrel aged with French oak staves. Wonder if that's something with the batch or the mash bill, possibly.
A little mystery on there.
Most places that would be the mash, something referring to the mash bill and or the oak, maybe that it was aged in. Dancing Goat.
Okay.
DGFQ.
Fauquois.
French oak.
French cat. Quilla. See, we're just making
What's your
stuff
score?
up.
What's your score?
Boy, it is a different kind of whiskey. It intrigues me because it's very different. I'm going to give it an 89. It's a rye, which I dig, that is not your standard rye. And I like having things that take you down a trail, that make you puzzle, make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wouldn't want to go to this. It's been a hard day at work. I wouldn't take this out to the fire pit. This is something you wouldn't know. This is something I want to sit on the couch with some smooth jazz, soothing night music.
I don't know. I think this is I think for someone more experienced to appreciate and see what's going on here, what they've done with the rye and how they've made it different.
All right. Okay.
You know, if you want to show someone a rye, you give them Dickel rye.
Yeah, their first entry in, I'm with you, because I don't want to give them something too expensive. It's my good one, but it's nice. It's got a little bit of this and that.
Yeah.
It's 40%.
And as you advance them through, then you show this is a different.
Okay.
So this is an experiment.
All right. If I was doing a rye tasting, you're right. This would be in there. It wouldn't be the finish, but it would be. This might be something I'd say. Now you've had those four. Take a sip of that, and maybe you can figure out what Limousin oak is.
Limousin.
Can't be Limousin.
I think
Limousin sounds cooler.
Yeah, I think I would. A Frenchman say it.
Definitely not Limousin. You're right. That's got to be Americanized.
Warner, the one glass man, gets our traveling dummy shout out, and he sent us a plan, but he is a world traveler. He's been in Mexico City, and he sent us a picture.
That's a cool one.
A Cask 3 coin, number 258. The backdrop is the iconic Angel of Independence victory column located in Paseo de la Reforma in downtown Mexico City.
And then there's like a round building next to it. It was.
Well, I did. The longer this sat there, and I just got a bunch of rye right up front. That wasn't hitting me before. Price point, I don't know. I would say if I spent $75 on this, I wouldn't be disappointed. I don't know what they're charging.
We don't know.
But
we didn't
does the Limousin oak enhance the price? It's a younger rye whiskey. It's a newer distillery. They're starting up. It's a good product.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. It's not your standard rye. It brings some complexities to it, which is hard to do with rye. Rye is hard to complex because rye just goes. So I'll give you that.
Yep.
And it is a nice presentation.
It's getting better and better.
Until you're about halfway.
Yeah. Check out ScotchTestDummies.com. Go to our events page. We've got a celebration coming up October 19th and 20th.
Now, before you go too far, I'd like you to bring up Patreon because we want to bring up a few more of our Patreon people.
That is true.
We're not going to yell them because it's happens to be another late night at the Brunching House.
If you have came on and supported us on Patreon since mid-August,
we're going to get to you.
If you're a $2 or a $3 or higher supporter, we're going to get to you. It's nighttime. Bart's family's in bed. We can't yell.
That's right. The wife will come down and I'll get.
So I'm seeing.
I'll get beaten with a limousine stick.
Just so you know, Rick, Rios, Chad,
he's coming.
John,
those are
and
all
Bobby.
Happening. Yeah,
your shout outs will be coming.
It's coming when we can yell them like there's no tomorrow.
That's right.
But today.
Burton Carricker.
Carricker. Love the last name. It's like Carr and Riker, which makes me think of Star Trek.
Car Riker.
Car Wrecker.
Thank you, Burton. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Burton.
Jessica Baker,
Jessica.
$1 Patreon supporter.
Love that, Jessica. Thank you, thank you.
We've done a couple of traveling shows
I
here
don't
recently.
know. It's not like I love her. In case you were
Okay.
confused. Although I do.
I was not
You're a
confused.
great
I knew what
supporter.
you
I
meant.
wanted you to be like, do you know Jessica? Well, no, not really.
Our Patreon funds have helped us out greatly on our road trips we've been taking.
But
And we got a couple more in the works.
Mhm.
So thank you to our Patreon
What about
supporters.
getting Christine in
How
there?
about, what about this one, though? You know
Matt.
this guy? That's Matt.
Ooh,
That's Matt Zitrick.
that is Matt.
That's right.
That's
Matt,
Texas Matt.
we need you to look at October 19th and 20th if you can make it to
come
Wichita.
on, Matt. You were the kingpin of I almost said La Chinita. That's our favorite restaurant. La Quinta.
La Quinta. Yeah.
La Quinta. He was the kingpin of La Quinta.
Christine Deems.
Deems.
$1 Patreon supporter. Thank you, Christine.
Thanks, Christine. Love you
Christine
too.
bought a coin. I
And
sent her
Matt.
one. It just happened to be used in the Eleanor review.
Ooh, nice.
And she had a bottle of Eleanor on her way to her.
Ooh.
She posted on Reddit.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, kind of good timing there.
Perfect timing.
And Kenneth Canelti.
I love the last name. It rolls. Canelti.
That does Kenneth
Yeah,
Canelti.
Canelti. Hello, Canelti. I would Kenneth, if I knew you, I would never use Kenneth. I would say, hey, babe, Canelti's coming over for dinner. She'd be like, cool. I love when Canelti comes over. We would never call you by Kenneth. That's all I'm saying. You'd be Canelti forever. Oh, you want more of that?
I already poured a little bit more. I got to pour a little bit more just for the closing.
Rye at the forefront. That's the gift. Then it's differentness.
Mhm.
Scotch it. You Scotch gods.
Sláinte. Dallas.